Welcome to Headline Hub Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. The humid Manila air crackled with tension, as if the city itself was holding its breath. Every street corner seemed to hum with uncertainty, and the usual bustle of Manila felt heavier, weighed down by the anxiety of what might come next. Former President Rodrigo Duterte, once a symbol of unyielding power and authority, now sat confined under house arrest. He faced grave charges of crimes against humanity, a stunning reversal for a man who had dominated headlines and shaped the nation's destiny for years. The sight of police stationed outside his home sent shockwaves through the country, a stark reminder that no one was above the law. Protests erupted in Davao, Duterte's stronghold, as loyal supporters took to the streets, their voices echoing with anger and defiance. Meanwhile, military vehicles rumbled through Manila's rain-slicked avenues, their presence underscoring the nation's fragile peace and the ever-present threat of unrest. President Bongbong Marcos Jr. found himself walking a political tightrope, striving to project stability and control. He faced fierce criticism from Duterte loyalists who accused his administration of orchestrating a political witch hunt, deepening the nation's divisions and fueling public debate. The country seemed split in two, with every protest, every heated press conference, and every tense street confrontation threatening to ignite into something larger. The air was thick with suspicion, and trust in institutions was at a breaking point. International eyes watched closely, bracing for chaos. News outlets around the world broadcast live updates, and foreign correspondents gathered outside government buildings, waiting for the next twist in the unfolding drama. Yet, beneath the surface of this political storm, a different story quietly unfolded each morning. As the sun rose over the Manila skyline, life went on. Ordinary Filipinos began their day, determined to move forward despite the uncertainty swirling above them. In factories, on construction sites, and inside bustling call centers, the economy continued to thrive. Workers focused on their tasks, building, creating, and serving, fueling the nation's growth with their resilience and determination. While newspaper headlines screamed of crisis and instability, the economic data told a different story, one of resilience, adaptation, and even growth. Financial analysts noted the surprising strength of the Philippine economy, defying expectations amid the turmoil. The Philippines in 2025 was a paradox, political turmoil and uncertainty above, but a powerful economic momentum driving the country forward below. The contrast was striking, and it defined the nation's reality. The real story was not just one of political drama and division, but of a nation quietly surging forward. In the face of adversity, the Filipino spirit endured, and hope persisted in the everyday lives of its people. The numbers are striking. Philippine GDP surged by an impressive 7.1% in late 2024, a figure that caught the attention of analysts and investors alike. This remarkable leap signals not just a recovery, but a new era of economic dynamism for the country. This capped off a year where overall growth reached 6.8%, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the Filipino economy. Each quarter built on the last, showing consistent upward momentum. The momentum didn't stop there. As 2025 began, the first quarter posted a robust 6.9% growth rate, defying expectations and reinforcing the country's strong economic trajectory. But these aren't just abstract numbers, they translate into real-world impact. More jobs are being created, consumer spending is on the rise, and there's a renewed sense of optimism among business owners and workers alike. The growth is broad-based, touching every corner of the economy. Services are booming, manufacturing is expanding, and even agriculture, often overlooked, is seeing significant gains. This balanced growth means opportunities are spreading beyond the big cities, reaching rural communities as well. The foundation for this surge was laid in previous years. In 2023, the economy grew by 6.4%, finally shaking off the lingering effects of the pandemic and setting the stage for today's achievements. Strategic government policies, focused on reopening, targeted support for key sectors, and a successful vaccination drive, fueled this remarkable rebound, restoring confidence across the nation. By the second quarter of 2025, growth spiked again, reaching 7%. This matched the government's ambitious targets and signaled that the country's upward trajectory was no accident. This isn't a fluke or a temporary surge. Structural reforms, sound fiscal management, and forward-thinking policies are driving this sustained expansion, laying the groundwork for long-term prosperity. While political drama and headlines often dominate the news cycle, the real story is unfolding quietly in the background. The economy is steadily rewriting the nation's narrative, one quarter at a time. The Philippines is not just recovering, it's thriving. Against the odds, the country is building a more prosperous, inclusive future for all its people, with new opportunities on the horizon. In the end, the data speaks louder than the noise. The numbers tell a story of resilience, hope, and a nation on the rise. In Southeast Asia, the Philippines now leads the pack, outpacing Vietnam, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Its 7% growth stands out globally as the US, Eurozone, and even China slow down. International investors are taking notice, drawn to the country's high-octane growth. The secret? A young, growing population fueling domestic demand and years of economic reforms. The Philippines is no longer just a participant, it's becoming a trendsetter in the region. Its growth is increasingly independent from sluggish developed markets. Foreign direct investment is robust, as global capital seeks new opportunities. The country's demographic dividend and pro-business policies are paying off. Once a secondary market, the Philippines is now a primary destination for those betting on Asia's future. The world is watching a new economic leader emerge. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, has taken a close look at the Philippines' economic future, and what they see is remarkable. According to their latest projections, the country is set to average over 6.5% growth each year through 2030. That's not just impressive by regional standards. It places the Philippines among the fastest-growing economies in the world, outpacing many of its neighbors, and even some larger nations. This isn't just a fleeting surge or a temporary boom. Instead, it signals the beginning of a long-term transformation, one that could reshape the nation's cities, industries, and the daily lives of millions of Filipinos. The skyline of Manila and other major cities is already changing, with new buildings rising and infrastructure projects underway, reflecting the country's growing economic momentum. By 2029, the IMF expects the Philippine economy to cross the $1 trillion mark in GDP. This milestone will not only elevate the country's global standing, but also mark its arrival as a major economic player in Asia. Such growth will attract more international investors and open up new opportunities for trade and innovation. With a larger economy, the government will have more resources to invest in critical areas like healthcare, education, and poverty reduction. This means better hospitals, improved schools, and more support for vulnerable communities, helping to lift millions out of poverty and improve quality of life across the nation. If these trends continue, the Philippines could soon surpass Malaysia and even Singapore in terms of economic size. This would dramatically reshape the hierarchy of Southeast Asia, positioning the country as a new regional powerhouse and a magnet for business and talent. With greater economic clout comes a stronger voice on the world stage. The Philippines will have more influence in regional and global affairs, allowing it to play a bigger role in shaping the future of Southeast Asia and beyond. Of course, risks remain. Global downturns, financial crises, or domestic shocks could still disrupt this trajectory. The path to prosperity is never guaranteed, and the country must remain vigilant against potential setbacks. But the fundamentals are strong. The Philippines boasts a young, dynamic population, a strategic location at the heart of Asia, and a government committed to pro-growth reforms. These factors provide a solid foundation for continued progress and resilience in the face of challenges. The IMF's message is clear and optimistic. The Philippines is on the verge of a historic economic rise, with the potential to transform not just its own future, but the future of the entire region. If current trends hold, the nation is on track to become one of the 21st century's great economic success stories, inspiring hope and ambition for generations to come. President Marcos's administration is driving growth with bold reforms. The Create More Act slashes corporate taxes and offers generous incentives to attract high-value industries. The goal: move up the value chain into advanced manufacturing, green tech, and digital innovation. Early results show a surge in investment pledges in targeted sectors. The Build Better More program is transforming infrastructure, airports, railways, bridges, connecting the nation like never before. Public-private partnerships are accelerating construction and bringing in expertise. These projects create jobs now and boost productivity for decades. Together, create more and build better. More are reshaping the investment landscape. The Philippines is building the foundation for long-term sustainable growth. The message to the world: the country is open for business and ready to compete. Fiscal discipline underpins the Philippines' economic confidence. The government balances heavy infrastructure spending with prudent financial management. Tax collection is being modernized, with digital systems boosting efficiency and revenues. This allows ambitious programs without excessive borrowing, keeping debt manageable. Budgets prioritize infrastructure, education, and healthcare, while cutting waste and corruption. The fiscal deficit is shrinking, projected below 4% of GDP by end 2025. Credit rating agencies maintain investment-grade ratings, citing strong growth and credible fiscal plans. Lower borrowing costs free up resources for productive use. Wise financial management is reinforcing the nation's economic foundation. Inflation, once a major headache, is now under control. Decisive action by the central bank and easing global prices brought inflation back to the 2.4% target. By 2025, inflation hovers at a comfortable 3%, restoring consumer and business confidence. Stable prices mean stronger purchasing power and robust consumer spending. Businesses can plan and invest with certainty, fueling expansion and job creation. The central bank's credibility is stronger than ever. With inflation tamed, interest rates may soon ease, further boosting growth. The economic environment is now primed for investment and prosperity. The shift from crisis management to growth support marks a new era. Households and companies alike are breathing easier. Three pillars drive the Philippine economy: electronics exports, remittances, and BPO. Electronics manufacturing links the country to global tech supply chains, providing high-quality jobs. Remittances from overseas Filipino workers hit record highs, fueling household spending and economic stability. The BPO sector has evolved, now offering IT, finance, and creative services beyond call centers. These industries are expanding beyond Manila, spreading growth nationwide. The pillars provide a diversified, resilient foundation. No single sector dominates. Remittances and BPO earnings keep the peso stable and the economy cushioned from shocks. Investments in higher-value services and technology are making these sectors future-proof. Together, they form a powerful engine propelling the nation forward. The Philippines' long-term prospects rest on these robust, dynamic sectors. The outlook is bright, but risks remain. Global trade tensions, especially between the US and China, could disrupt exports and investment. Rapid advances in AI threaten lower-end BPO jobs, demanding urgent upskilling and education. Political divisions, if they deepen, could unsettle investor confidence. Natural disasters, typhoons, earthquakes remain a constant threat. The key is resilience, adapting, investing in skills, and building climate-proof infrastructure. The Philippines has overcome adversity before, and its fundamentals are stronger than ever. Economists agree the nation's momentum is hard to stop. The political drama may grab headlines, but the real story is economic transformation. A young, dynamic population and sound policies are driving a new Asian tiger's rise. The Philippines is quietly, steadily claiming its place on the world stage.